All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to our information session. We are very excited to have this session. This is the third year we are hosting this Youth Environmental Summer Camp. My name is Scarlett Jai. I'm the president of SCEPA. SCEPA's full name is Southern California Chinese Environmental, sorry, let me start over. SCEPA full name is Southern California Chinese American Environmental Protection Association, SCEPA. So this is our welcome slide. Now we can go to the agenda. Let me figure out, okay. So today we are going to do a brief introduction of both of the two organizations. So this summer camp is going to be hosted by SCEPA and the All Earth Citizen Foundation. So there will be brief introduction of both organizations, and we'll go over this program. You will see all the 5 different topics, including water recycling reclamation, organic waste recycling, green infrastructure, surface water management, and zero waste life. So you will see the coaches of each team, and they will do introduction of the topic of this year. Now I think someone from AEC will introduce the organization. Take it over.
Thank you, Xian. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Xihou.
And yeah, the president from AEC, Cindy Ma, is going to introduce AEC.
Thank you, Ms. Jiang Laoshi. Thank you, Xihou. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, I'm Cindy. I'm president of AEC Foundation. The full name is All Earth Citizen Foundation. Founded in 2018, AEC Foundation is a nonprofit organization and is also an authorized organization for the President Volunteer Service Award. The mission of AEC Foundation is to help develop teenagers and young adults to grow into more responsible global citizens and stronger leaders by providing them with a platform to pursue service in the community and the world around them. Under AEC, we have a variety of activities that's suitable for our junior high students, including in April, AEC hosted Youth Service Learning and Leadership Forum, also known as YSLL Forum, annually. We invited keynote speakers from United Nations Sustainable Development Goals sub-branch to share what are UN's Sustainable Development Goals and how to get involved being a student. We host student workshops on specific research topics, which brought from our student leaders to study, discuss, and practice. AEC also hosts international competition every year. This year, we are going to launch video competition globally in May, which contains your creative message. If you meet aliens someday, what are you going to say to them? In summer, AEC hosts the UN SDG Summer, which including our summer camps, boot camps for middle school and high school students to explore their passions and interests. In August, also as an officially authorized TED Talks organizer, AEC will host a TED conference for our younger generation to have opportunities to spread their ideas on the stage. For more details about every programs and AEC Foundation, you are welcome to visit our website, aecglobal.org, or contact us. We wish everyone here to have a great and fun summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Now, I, as the president of SCEPA, will briefly introduce our association. So as I mentioned before, we are named the Southern California Chinese American Environmental Protection Association. We are a nonprofit organization founded in 1991. So this year we will be celebrating the 32nd birthday. The mission of our organization is to promote the environmental awareness and the members' communications. We also participate and serve the environmental scientific community and the Chinese American community. So on this screen, you are seeing some photos of our recent activities. This is the one we just participated in on April 8th. we joined the local Groundwater Resource Association in their Southern California chapter on a student career workshop. We have a booth reaching out to the young students on how to launch a job after graduation. This one is, we were invited to the West Walnut Valley Water District Community Water Festival in last Saturday. We have a booth there promoting the native plants for the save of water as our precious resource. We have some other activities like our Next Generation Committee. They organize the annual workshops to help the young professionals. Actually, this activity is part of the NGC's activity, and they also hold the annual beach cleanup. We will likely resume this activity now that the pandemic is winding over. And we also host some lecture series to the delegation groups from China. We do a lot of technical exchange on the environmental field. And next, our Vice President, Dr. Yiping Cao, will introduce our 2 educational projects. Take it over, Yiping.
Thank you, Scarlett. Yeah, so as Scarlett mentioned, SCAPA do a lot of things serving the larger community, all focused on environmental protection and sustainability. So one area for us is education. So I'm the Vice President of Education, so I will kind of just highlight 2 of the main education program we have right now. So I start from actually the bottom. So one of the education program we have right now is Youth Engineers for a Green Infrastructure. So last April, SCAPA was awarded an Environmental Justice Small Grant from California Environmental Protection Agency, Cal EPA. This is a 3-phase education and outreach program focused on green infrastructure. So, you'll learn more about it versus great infrastructure. So this grant was awarded in cooperation with the San Gabriel Education Foundation and also Jefferson Middle School. So we already completed phase 1. These, the pictures on the left, you see there are a lot of the activities and students learning in classroom, in the field, and also they have the hands-on build activities, such as the mini sand filter and also the mesocosm on the lower left corner. That's their final class presentation where they're testing out the mesocosm to see how well this biofilter actually treats dirty water. So phase 1 has been complete. We're starting phase 2. The prep phase is done. So we're starting training student ambassadors on green infrastructure in May the 3rd. And this will prepare them to attend a community event at Vincent Lugo Park. And you see a little picture there on the at the bottom and on that park. So in that event, I encourage all of you to come. In that event, the student ambassadors will be making mini presentations to the visitors on what green infrastructure is, a different kind of green infrastructure, the biofilters and other things. And also there will be very fun activities, and the focus is really to have the students be the ambassador to reach out to the larger community to educate and raise awareness on green infrastructure, which is a more sustainable way to build infrastructure. So that's on the Youth Engineer for Green Infrastructure. The other one, of course, is our beloved Youth Environmental Summer Camp. This was launched in 2021, and this year marks the 3rd year. So the camp, it's very unique because it's project-based learning, and we will have coach mentoring each project, each team, and all the coaches are very experienced professionals. They're passionate, and they have tremendous expertise in the topic for that project. Also, the student will experience very balanced learning. Not only they will gain technical knowledge on urgent environmental issues, but also they will be building soft skills such as public speaking, teamwork, and leadership. And that's all for this component. Thank you.
Thank you, Yiping. So now we're getting into the third year of the summer camp. This is an overview of the program. We will launch the program on June 10th with the in-person team building event. And then we'll have these 5 topics. You will see the topics details by each of the coaches later today. And as mentioned by Ms. Cindy Ma before, this summer camp is intended for 7th and 12th grade students in Southern California. And we are focused on local just because we are holding this year. It's a lot of the camps will be held in person with actual lectures in the classrooms and field trips. So it will be convenient if you stay in local. So this year, most of the class will be held on weekend. The surface water management, they will have a lot of field trips on Fridays, but then a lot of the lecture time is on Saturdays and field trips also on weekend. And you can see that the class time is from 1.5 hours to 2 hours. So you can download the syllabus later from the website. You'll get all the details. So now we'll hear the introduction from each coach. Now the first, team 1, the topic is water recycling and reclamation. The coach is Miss Iris Huang. She's already up there. Iris, if you want to wave to the audience. And
hi, my name is Iris Huang.
I'll do the introduction to Iris. Miss Iris Huang is currently the program director at Parsons Corporation. She's also a lifetime member of SCAPA, currently a very active board member of our association. She has over 25 years of experience in design, construction, and operation of a lot of facilities, infrastructures, including wastewater treatment plants, distribution systems, wastewater collection systems, stormwater drain systems, and pump stations. She is the committee member of Water and Environment Foundation. She co-authored lots of professional papers on wastewater and gas emission treatment. She is so committed to environmental protection and sustainable water management practice. And you can tell that she's very excited to share her knowledge, and she has a great passion on water recycling with the camp participants. Indeed, Iris Huang led the same team last year, and that was our champion team last year in 2022. The team made a presentation at a very big local event. It's called Asian American Engineer of the Year event last August. And the team really impressed the audience. And Iris aims to inspire the participants to become advocates for sustainable water management and the practice in their communities. So now Iris, take it over.
Thank you, Scarlett, for your nice and long introduction. Again, my name is Iris Huang. I'm a program director in water and wastewater treatment, and I have worked in this industry for over 25 years. This will be the second year when I'm going to teach a summer camp project with SCAPA. As Scarlett just mentioned, that last year, our water recycling team that I tutored, they gave an excellent presentation at the end of the summer camp, and they won the gold medal prize. As a result, as Scarlett just mentioned, that the team made presentation at the Asian American Engineers of the Year 2022 event in August last year. Again, the audience was impressed by the students, their understanding of the water treatment processes, and they also, the student also create a conceptual design for a household water purification system. So for this year, the water recycling project will be a 7-week project. I'm going to teach students about water recycling and how it is important in sustainable water management practices. this project will include 4 sections of classroom instruction. I'm going to give you the take-home hands-on activities with instructions, and we will have a field trip to water replenishment district, so we can gain some basic understanding of the sustainable water management practices, as I mentioned. I believe this project is most suitable for students from high school and possibly from middle school who are interested in environmental protection and water conservation. In this project, we're going to cover, as it described in the syllabus, we're going to cover water recycling system. And I'm going to talk about water quality testing and monitoring. And also going to teach you some water conservation techniques, and also water treatment processes. I believe by the end of this project, the students will have some hands-on experience in water practices, and you'll be able to develop some skills in problem solving, I'm hoping. And obviously you're going to meet like-minded individuals, students, that you can create a network yourself with contacts after this project. I'm going to aim at inspire you students to become advocates for sustainable water management practices in your community in the future. And maybe you already are. Like I said, in this project, we're going to do some hands-on activities, and I will encourage you to take it to home and then explore yourself. So some of the activities will include, such as building, I guess that, like I mentioned in the syllabus, building mini grid system. We can also do some activities like testing water qualities and create a water filtration system. Like I said, you're going to be under my guidance and with instructions. So I'm hoping at the end of this project, students will gain some basic understanding of the practical application for water management. Next slides, please.
Do you mean?
No worries. Yeah. So okay, those pictures are from the field trip last year that we did. We went to West Basin Municipal Water District. We had a nice tour, around on this water recycling program, including we visit their microfiltration facility and reverse osmosis system, which is at the bottom left corner. That's a reverse osmosis system with West Basin. So the students from last year, they used some of the video and pictures, created their presentation slides, and they did a great job. Next slide, please.
Please.
So this is the syllabus. Yeah, I don't think I have more slides for this presentation.
Yeah,
this is it. Yeah, this is it. And feel free to ask any questions you may have for this project. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Iris. Yeah, we'll hold all the questions toward the end. Let's move to project 2. That's going to be led by Dr. Kenny Wang. This project will study the organic waste recycling. Kenny is a water resource control engineer at the Los Angeles Regional Water Quality Control Board. He has over 14 years of experiences in water quality monitoring, total maximum daily load development, watershed management, stormwater management, and impaired water body list evaluation. That's a lot of technical terms. You probably learned it from Kenny if you asked some good questions. And he's a former research associate at the very prestigious California Institute of Technology, studying physical chemical processes at the solid-liquid interface. And he got his PhD degree in environmental engineering in the University of Southern California. Wow, that's very impressive, Kenny. Now take it over, introduce your team, your topic.
Unfortunately, this slide is last year. Do you have my current slide?
This is your first slide.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this one. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm the coach, Kenny Wang, for this program 2, organic waste recycling. In this summer camp, students will learn concept of organic waste recycling, observe how earthworm transfer the veggie and fruit scrap into a rich soil, we call garden gold. And also we will learn climate change, and because if you reduce the organic waste recycling, you will reduce the methane. We call methane is a kind of greenhouse gas. We also have a field. We arrange some field trip, and we are going to a recycling facility to see how they do recycling. And we also have a hands-on activity, such as, of course, you have to have your earthworm, and you need to learn how to use earthworm to reduce the food scrap into the rich soil. You have to do by yourself. And so our first requirement is you don't scare about the earthworm, the worms, the real worms. In this case, can you go to the next slide? Yeah, the reason why we want to learn the organic waste recycling is because based on the EPA statistic in 2018, you can see I circle with red. Those are organic waste. So the student will learn what is the organic waste. Okay, go to next slide. So we have to learn how we distinguish the organics and what kind of material we can go to recycle, and some regular trash we can go to the trash bin. So they have usually they have 3 different colors. So we will teach students what does that mean. For example, if you see the green bin, bring a trash can, or what kind of material you can throw into the trash bin. So we will learn this organic waste recycling. Okay, next slide. So the other thing is we have to learn, just like I mentioned, we need to use earthworm to convert the food scrap into a rich soil. So we will teach what is the vermicomposting. We use earthworm, transfer those food scraps into the good soil. We call humus. Okay, next slide. This is just show last year we have a field trip in Little Parrot Farms. So students will learn the knowledge, and also we have a hands-on to touch how to do composting even in your backyard. And we learn some plants. And also this year we are going to introduce the bee pollination. So it's very interesting class. If you are interested, so don't forget to select the program 2. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kenny. I think I can share some testimony. My son and a few of his friends joined Dr. Kenny's team last year. We since then started composting in our backyard with the kitchen waste. And I have already several buckets of composted soil accumulated, and just started using this soil for gardening this spring. So hopefully I'll get more fruit for this year.
Yeah, great.
Thank you. Now, next team is surface water management. We have 3 coaches in this team: Dr. Jian Peng, Miss Stella Shaw, and Miss Nan Jia. All these 3 coaches are busy. They either have field trips or some other arrangement. I know Stella, she likes to explore the nature. So she's probably somewhere doing the mountain hiking. So I will briefly introduce the topic to him, to this project, and you will hear some recorded video from Dr. Jian Peng later. So the coach, Dr. Jian Peng, he's currently the section chief at Orange County Environmental Resources, Orange County Public Works, and he's overseeing many water quality programs. And he was the former vice president of our association. He's a part-time lecturer at UC Irvine. I was fortunate to join him in this effort, share some lecture time with him at the UC Irvine. He got his PhD in marine geochemistry from the University of Southern California and an MBA from UC Irvine. Very energetic. And Miss Stella Shaw, she has 7 years of experience in surface water management from both public and private perspective. She got her master's degree in environmental engineering from UC Irvine. As I mentioned before, she's a nature lover as a scientist and a data nerd as an engineer. She's currently working as a stormwater management engineer at a consulting firm. Miss Nan Jia, this is probably the bio from her last year. She gained more experience since then. So stormwater regulation compliance. She got her master's degree in environmental engineering from UC Irvine. She loves scuba diving, and that's why she's so motivated to improve water quality. She wants to dive in good water. Now let's hear a message from Dr. Jian Peng. Can you guys hear the voice okay?
No, Scarlett, we cannot hear the voice.
Okay.
Maybe when you you need to.
Let me see. I need to share sound. Okay, let's start over.
I'm a program manager.
Yes, it's fine now.
Resources, part of the OC Public Works. I'm gonna be one of the project lead for surface water management, together with 2 other experts in this field. So for summer camp, because you are middle school or high school student, we really want to make this summer camp interesting and fun and also informative. So we're gonna actually promote learning by seeing and by being there. So we designed a series of field trips to different places, including stormwater management, water resources, including water recharge and water resources management, so that you get to learn how the water quality in the creek and in the ocean are managed, and how your water you drink on an everyday basis get replenished on a continuous basis, how we actually move the water from Northern California and Colorado River to here, so that you have a sustainable water resource to drink. We're also going to go to a wetland and natural treatment system in Irvine to learn how we deal with surface water pollution, so that we can protect the habitat for different species. And we're also going to go to an ecological restoration site, a very beautiful place to see how we design projects to make sure that the endangered and rare species get protected and how we restore their habitat. So we're also going to have some lectures to go over what we have learned and answer any questions. So at the end, we're going to actually design a project, probably how to improve surface water quality and protect the ecology in the environment so that you can apply what you have learned. In the past 2 years, our team did really well, but both times we were second place among many groups. So we're very proud of the past students, and I hope this group can win the first place this year. So I look forward to seeing you in the summer camp, and good luck.
Yeah, as Dr. Peng mentioned, this group were in 2 years the silver medal winner. So yeah, if we have really motivated students joining this team, it's possible this team can be the gold medal winner. All right, I will probably I can do a read through of the introduction. I'm not going to pretend to be a water resource expert because I'm not. So let's look at the syllabus, the introduction together. So they will go to clean beaches, healthy creeks, rivers, bays, and oceans are important to the ecosystem, as well as everyone living in the watershed. Residents in any watershed need clean and reliable water supply as well. Urbanization and human activities pose significant challenges in both water resources and water quality to maintain a healthy surface water system. In this summer camp, the project provides an overview of the hydrological cycle and introduces the challenges and toolboxes to restore a healthy surface water system and to ensure safe drinking water supply. The course features 4 field trips throughout Orange County. Each field trip sheds light on the type of surface water management solution that environmental engineers and scientists are currently implementing in the area. Students will learn about these issues and the solutions in the real world as they explore the scenic nature of local waterways. So these are some of the photos from the, I believe this is in year 2021 because my son joined this team last year. And I was fortunate to go to these beautiful field trip sites. Next one. Okay, this is a surface water management system, some photos showing the features. I believe these rocks are put in place to slow down the water flow, but I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to touch a lot of the details. And this shows how our the water cycles in our daily use, how the household wastewater goes to the sink and toilet and the sanitary sewer pipes, and the stormwater from the rain precipitation events, they were captured by this catch basin and it goes to the storm drain channels. You will learn a lot of the details with Dr. Jian Peng and Miss Stella Shaw and Nan Jia. These are the, I believe, the 4 field trip destinations. There is Orange County Public Works. They have a facility on Glassell campus. It's a low impact design project. And there is a San Joaquin Marsh Wildlife Sanctuary. And there is also the Big Canyon Nature Park and Santa Ana River Recharging Basin. So these are for the 4 field trip destinations. Here is the agenda of where to visit and when the lecture. So this team will kick off with the field trip on this Friday to the San Joaquin Marsh Wildlife Sanctuary. And then that following Monday, it's a lecture. You will learn about the hydrological cycle and watershed concept, water quality, quantity and quality challenges, surface water management toolboxes, and the regulatory background. And then on the following 3 Fridays, it's field trip to the other 3 destinations again. And then on Monday, July 17th, there will be another lecture time to help the students prepare for the final presentation. So that's the project 3 introduction. And next, we'll go to project 4, green infrastructure. The coach will be Miss Alisa Yu. Alisa, I will do a brief introduction here. I hope I don't steal too much of your thunder here because you are so good with the kids. She is currently, Alisa Yu is an engineer at the Geosyntec Consultants. She got her bachelor degree in civil and environmental engineering from UC Berkeley. And she has 5 years of experience in construction and engineering industry, including the planning, design, permitting, field oversight, and the project management. She's very passionate about making clean water accessible through smarter, sustainable, and more equitable practices. She's actually helping us on the Youth Engineers for Green Future project, and funded by the California Environmental Protection Association. This photo is actually showing her holding a message by the students. She was so loved by the students at the Jefferson Middle School. So the kids wrote a very sweet messages to her voluntarily. A few of our SCIPA members were there. We witnessed that. That was so touching. Now, Alisa, take it over.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Scarlett, for that great introduction. And it was really nice to see that photo up on the screen and just remind of how great that was and hopefully trying to recreate the success of that class and get the students really engaged. So you can go to the next slide. Great. So we all know that planting trees is good for the environment, and this class is focused on green infrastructure. So we're actually going to delve even further into how planting trees doesn't just, provide clean oxygen and clean air, but it can actually help us provide clean water, especially in areas that are very urban. So trees can actually help remove bacteria and harmful chemicals from the water. And you may not realize it, but a lot of trees that we pass by every day might be actually engineered to be actively treating polluted stormwater. So this class is designed to teach students about why we need green infrastructure. So first, we're going to talk about basically the natural water cycle, and then how urban development has changed that water cycle into more like a new post-development urban water cycle. Very similar actually to the surface water management kind of discussion. But then we're going to talk more about what happens to that water in our current stormwater infrastructure and how it can be improved by green infrastructure and plants and bioretention planters. We're going to talk about how green infrastructure works. So there's 4 main types: filtration, infiltration, detention and retention, and then capture and reuse. And we're going to talk about all of those different types and the way that they work, and then different examples of each of those. And then we're going to talk a little bit about we're going to talk a lot about how it can positively impact our communities, and then a little bit about how we can help use it to promote environmental justice in our communities. Actually, before you move on, so here on the right, this was actually a wonderful example in my hometown, Rosemead Boulevard, if any of you are familiar, but the top photo is back in 2012 approximately, and it was just this major boulevard with many trees, some palm trees that don't provide shade, and a lot of asphalt. And sometime in 2014, 2015, they completely redesigned the street to have basically what you see in the center are stormwater planters. So the runoff from the street, when it rains, will enter those, and the trees will treat it. And then either the excess will come off and it'll be cleaner, or else sometimes it'll infiltrate under the ground. And that way we're able to manage the large amount of runoff that we have. And also the wonderful thing is, like in a green street like this, and what we call a like complete green street. So not just putting a bioretention planter, but making the whole street safer and cleaner and more beautiful. There were bike lanes that were put in that are protected on one side of the bioretention planters. So that's like a method that it can also provide additional benefit. And then you can go to the next slide. So then here's a basic outline. It's not too detailed, but it does cover kind of the structure of the class and what the students will learn in their time. So the first will be talking about the need for green infrastructure and like in two main forms, which is stormwater volume. So that's talking about how as we start paving over our entire cities, we generate a lot more stormwater runoff. How do we manage that? And then second, the need for green infrastructure in terms of the quality of that water. You know, as it hits these streets, as it hits our roofs, as it hits the sidewalks, it picks up everything that it touches, and these all end up in, currently they end up in our storm drains, and all of that ends up in our oceans and surface waters. So talking about how the problem has come about and why we need it. And then we're going to spend a good 2 weeks on how green infrastructure works and the different types of it. We'll be actually joining the field trip for one of the surface water management projects. And it is the two topics are very related, but mine is more focusing on like kind of like city infrastructure on streets. But we'll be going to the OC Public Works Class L LID demonstration as well, which is also a stormwater infrastructure demonstration. And then the last topic, and then also in conjunction with kind of starting to work on the group presentation, we'll be talking about green infrastructure and how it can be used in environmental justice, what environmental justice is, and how using these kind of techniques also help build up communities from the bottom up and kind of improve the quality of life. They reduce local flooding in areas that like currently aren't well developed, all these different things. So I'm really excited about this class, and I hope some of you can join me this summer. And it's the first time it's being offered, but again, we taught very similar topics to Jefferson Middle School, and it went really well. So I'm excited to continue that.
Thank you, Elisa. It looks very exciting. As I mentioned before, Elisa is really good with the kids. And if you join her team, you'll probably enjoy, you'll have a good time. And our project number 5 will be led by Dr. Kun Liu, talking about Zero Waste Life. Dr. Liu is an ecology restoration specialist. She was the former SCIPA treasurer in 2013 to 2014. She got her PhD in environmental science from UC Riverside. She has extensive experiences in plant nutrition, soil science, ecological restoration, and botanical survey. She has a great passion for native plants and ecological conservation. Dr. Liu actually joined our past several community events talking about native plants and how it will help on the water reservation and ecology restoration. She actually also led the team last year on California native plants. So we'll have Dr. Liu, you take it over and introduce your topic.
Okay, thank you, Scarlett. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Kun. I am the coach of Zero Waste Life. The course is designed to help us reduce the amount of trash we throw away every day and live a cleaner, healthier life. Can you go to the next slide? Okay, this summer camp is 6 weeks long, and there will be field trips, lectures, and discussions. We will go to a landfill site in the first week. In California, there are not just Disneyland beaches and super blooms worth seeing, but also landfills that make our place actually attractive. So believe me, it will be an eye-opening experience for you in the landfill site. The second trip is a recycling company. The recycling here is not easy. We will learn all kinds of recycling categories, and everyone will become an expert that can be resources for others. And then the following 3 weeks are going to be classes in person, held in Walnut, in the city of Walnut from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's 2-hour classes, but don't be scared because the lectures is going to be less than 1 hour, and we will have discussion, hand-on projects, competition, and games. They will make the class go much faster. And we do have assignments every week, but none of them is academic. I won't say none of them. Most of them are not academic. They are just life-related topics. So, but we do have guided self-research. Everyone will have to present in the group. I don't like presentations at all, but sometimes it is necessary and sometimes important. I hope you can practice in the group. And the last week is the final presentation. We will discuss the forms of presentation during the summer camp. Okay, this is basically for all the Zero Waste Summer Camp, and we don't need one person to do perfect zero waste, but we do need lots of people to do imperfect zero waste to make our environment better and healthier. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Quinn. That sounds like a lot of fun. I wish if you accept adults, I can sign up. Join the exciting journey. Yeah, that's about it of our 5 teams. And next, we'll share the final presentation rubrics. Yiping, can you take it over? Go over the rubrics.
Sure. So as you have seen in the all the project syllabuses and also the program setup, at the end of the summer camp, all 5 projects will come to a final presentation. And the format of final presentation can be very creative. In year 1, actually, the student made a video on methane in groundwater. It was very entertaining, very educational, and they got the gold prize, I believe. Yeah. And so it can be anything, but we do have 5 categories of criteria that the judges will use to evaluate the final presentation. So the judges will be invited professionals from different environmental fields. They could be university professors, they could be like engineers with decades of experience or scientists. And the 5 categories are, the first one will be the topic focus and the technical merit, right? So your final presentation, does it come through on what's the problem you're actually addressing and what are the solutions, that type of thing. Then originality, and I can tell you the one who made the video scored very high in this category. So it's pretty intuitive. So basically just to see, you know, how well you put ideas together and things like that. And this is where you can develop your soft skills, right? How to put together a presentation, how to make it engaging, and how to actually get your message through, that type of thing. Then the third category is comprehension. This is to see that you can throw some words on the slide, but we want to see you actually understand the words and also the material that you are talking about. So that's comprehension of the technical material that you learn from your coaches. The effort motivation, that's very important because with everything in life, with this as well, we want you to be very intentional, right? You're not just here, oh yeah, I'm just gonna check this box, I attended this, but we actually want you to put real effort. You're very motivated because you're very interested in the topic. You're inspired by the passion and the knowledge from the coaches. So we want the effort and the motivation to show through. And finally, communication and team coordination. So this is a project-based learning. We want all of you to actually work in a team together for each of the project. So communication will be very important. That will come through as well in the final presentation on how well you coordinate with the team during the learning process, as well as during the final presentation. That will be the 5th category. And and the winning team, not only I will not ruin the surprise, there will be gifts, but also you will have the honor to be invited this year to invited to present at the SCAPA annual convention. Then next, I'm gonna just very briefly go through some logistics. So for this year, the communication with all the students and coaches will be using a platform called Slack. So Slack is actually a hugely popular platform started in tech industry, and now it's spreading into academia, government, university. So it's a super useful platform for a lot of professionals, and it's very good to for the students to be exposed to this as well. So some of the uses for this platform in the industry are project management and conference communication. Those are the ones I use it. I have experienced before, used it. So the way it functions is that you can receive text. It will be kind of like receiving text or email or WeChat all together. So you can do direct messaging to a particular person that's also in the workspace. We established a 2023 summer camp workspace. So with anyone in the workspace, you can directly message them, you can audio call and video call, and all the messaging will be organized by conversation. You can like, you can clap, you can do all kinds of emoji. And then there also be group messaging and shared documents with a particular group. For example, with your project, right? So the group will be organized into channels. So the summer camp workspace, under the workspace, there will be multiple channels, and each project will have its own channel. In terms of the access, so you can access as a in the web browser, in any computer. It can also be in an app on a smartphone. Everything's synchronized. And once you register, you will receive an email invitation to join. As I mentioned, you will gain access to the workspace and also your project channel. And next. So this is what it will look like on the smartphone. So that little logo you see on the left, Slack. So as you can see, when you go in on your smartphone, this is what you're gonna see. In that middle column, you see there channels. You see, we already established a bunch of channels. The 2023 Camp Coaches channel. Scarlett, if you can point to that so people can see, that would be great. Yeah, this is the channel where all the coaches and other coordinator are in. We exchange ideas, we coordinate things. So those are where the coach, you see a little lock there because it's a private channel. It's only accessible to the coaches. Then the next one you see is general, right? The general will be, this is open to everybody who's in the summer camp. This will be where we post a camp-wide announcement regardless of project. Also to share documents camp-wide that's not specific to a project. Then move on to the first thing you see there, green infrastructure. That's Alyssa Yu, Coach Yu's, Coach Alyssa, I'll just say Coach Alyssa's camp project. So all the students register for that particular project will gain access to that channel. So you can do text messaging, everything in that channel. We'll be sharing documents, you can turn in whatever you want, and you can coordinate things in that particular channel. And similarly, organic recycling, and that channel is for Kenny. It's dedicated to Kenny's project on the vermicomposting and organic waste recycling. And then the one below that, you see the planning committee. So that's where Scarlett, me, Cindy, and Dr. Kunli, we're all on the planning committee from both the SCEPA side and the AEC side. That's where we have been planning this for a couple months. That's where we exchange information. Then the next one you see says random. That's also a public, that's also a channel that's open to everyone who is in the summer camp. This is where you can post anything. Well, you're trying to find a carpool, you want to organize a potluck, you want to advertise a garden tour, you want to go to a sustainability concert together, all fine. That's where you post that stuff. Or you have a garage sale for something to reuse things, right? You can post those things there. So that's what it looked like. You see the bottom, their home, the direct messaging, mention, search, and use. So it's very similar to any other app. Then on the right side, the right column, I'm showing you a snapshot of within the green structure, how it's organized. You see that little lock there. That means everything is it's within your team. Next page, next slide. Yeah, this is very similar. This is what you see if you choose to use it on the computer. So both your computer and your smartphone will be synchronized. So your parents could be on the smartphone, you could be on the computer, or however you want to do it. You can have both of them. So the way it's very similar, as you see from the left side, there are the channels. There are also direct messages. So you can message each other and things like that. And next page. And then just, I think this is probably towards the end. We just want to, the whole planning committee and all the coaches, we just want to emphasize, right, being intentional. To get the most benefit from the summer camp, we require you to participate in all activities, right? Including some of the activities are mandatory. Some of the activities may be optional, but we would highly encourage you to participate in all activities to get the most out of it. Not only learning technical knowledge, but also building your soft skills, right? These activities can include the opening day, the camp opening day, the in-person team building, online or in-person courses, the field trips, and the final presentation. Also complete all assignments. Most assignment will be very light. It's not like we're going to be, a coach is going to be asking you to write a 100-page term paper. They'll be very light, but do everything. And then the third thing is that do maintain good communication with your teammates and coaches. You will have Slack. You can direct message them. You can also leave messages in your project channel for your teammates as well. So then at the very end, we all just want all the students be really inspired, right? Be inspired to protect the environment, be inspired by the passion and the knowledge from the coaches. And then at the end of the camp, we hope you are empowered. Now you learn the knowledge, you'll be able to do something to protect the environment after you have been inspired. And I think that's it.
Okay, thank you, Yiping. That's a great tutorial on the Slack app. I just started using it when we were planning for this year's summer camp. I found it very handy, very convenient. When I get on it through the smartphone, I send something and I can see it from the computer right away. So it does not sign you off automatically if you sign on the other device. So that's a convenient part of it. And I also want to add on a little bit on the expectation of the students participating in this summer camp. We really want you guys to get the most out of it, because you can see that our coaches, they're all very experienced, outstanding professionals in the field, and they invest their time and energy to teach you guys. Really, we want you to get the most out of it, and to add more motivation to that. Starting last year, we give out several coaches awards in each team. I believe last year it was 2 coaches awards in each team. And at the end, we also, you know, to the champion and the second place, I believe also the third place, there will be some prizes. We're planning on that this year. You know, it's up to how big of sponsorship we can get this year, but we're working on it, guys. So it's likely going to be quite some big prizes. So yeah, we really want you to feel motivated to work and learn through this summer camp. I believe this is the last slide. We have the contact information of AEC. There is email, phone number, and you can also add through WeChat. There is AEC's website. There is a sign up link. I don't know either Jiang Laoshi or Cindy, do you have anything to add at the closing?
No, not from me.
Okay. Then I guess we'll open up for questions. We have most of our coaches still here. So if you have any questions toward any specific team or in general to the summer camp on the logistic issue or any question, you can ask now. I see there is some text in the chat window. Is that any question or? Oh, no, not the question. Okay. There's some comment that's, oh, thank you, Jun. It's very encouraging. So we'll come out in a little bit. If yeah, thank you, Cindy, for providing the link.
Sign up link, yes, sign up link, yeah.
Cool.